Training Officer of the World Class Training Institute. The author of Unpacking Agape, The 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership, and WWBD, What Would Barack Do? Inspiring Presidential Tools for the Leader in You. She is a professional development training leader, an experienced career readiness expert of over 15 years. Ms. Morris has facilitated the audiences across this country on leadership and professional development. Her experiences include the Fortune 500 companies, institutions of higher education, Chicago Public Schools, Metropolitan Nashville Public Schools, the city of Harvey, Illinois, the village of Hazel Crest, Illinois, the Urban League of Chicago, Illinois, the Urban League of Middle Tennessee, and other nonprofit organizations. Go on, Ms. Dawn. In Illinois, Ms. Morris received recognition by the village of Hazel Crest, Illinois, for the work that she has done with her former organization, Career Link, helping to prepare young adults to enter in the workforce. Additionally, her work has been recognized and has had a largely contributed ability in leadership at the Fortune 500 companies to become one of the best in business during her training. Dawn has been invited to speak on topics related to social advocacy in the workplace, inspired audiences with moving advice, and how to rise above the rest of these amazing career successes. In this moment in time, we're going to bring up Miss Dawn as she speaks and brings a word of encouragement to us.
So now I know, but he has reached out to me. I was one of the Heels on Fire people in December, and he asked me to come and share a little bit today, and I am so excited to be able to do that. I have just a couple of words that I want to drop on y'all. Number one, when Timothy asked me to do that, I said, you know what? For some reason, he and I stay in alignment, and I've only seen him twice in my life. So when he talked about lights on fire, is that what this is? Lights on her. Heels on fire, lights on her. I said, you know what? I happened to write this book, which I've been sharing with some of y'all, called Unpacking Agape, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership. And the fourth distinction for what it means to be a servant leader is that your light is undeniable. And so what I've heard from the ladies who have spoken today is that their light is undeniable. Why? Because they've chosen to serve. Now, in that candle is a wick. The wick cannot do anything unless we light it. And so when we're thinking about ourselves, we have to ask ourselves, are we walking around as potential energy or unlit candles? Hopefully that's not the case. But if we are, let me ask y'all, because I'm a trainer by profession. If we're walking around in darkness, metaphorically speaking, what happens? How does that show up? Well, it can show up in our attitudes. It can show up in our procrastination, a big fancy word that carries massive negative results. It can show up in our relationships not being fully fulfilled. So we do not want to walk around as unlit candles. Now, thank you, Miss Tammy, although she's in the room, and when she's in the room, you know you're in the right space, right? So, now, let me talk to y'all about one thing. I was at a nail shop getting my feet done. Most of the time I do it myself. But I was in Cool Springs Nail Lounge, right? And a lady, if you ever want to get your feet done, it's a great place to go. But a lady was sitting right across from me, and she started crying. And she came over to me, and she said, I don't know why I'm crying, but I see God all over you. Wow. I had not said a word, but something about her showed her that I was a candle that was lit, right? And so that's how we want to operate in our lives. And in my book, Unpacking Agape, the 7 Languages of Intentional Leadership, what did you just handle me right? So I'm not going to bore y'all with all of it. Y'all can grab it for yourselves right after this. But on page 80, where I talk about the light being undeniable, I reference an author named Marianne Williamson. Any of y'all familiar with her? No? Okay. So Marianne Williamson wrote a book called A Return to Love. And she talks about why it's important for us to let our light shine. So what she says is, and it's in here as well, but I'm going to just walk y'all through it and paraphrase a bit, okay? So what she says is this. Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, fabulous, gorgeous, intelligent? Actually, who are you not to be? Amen. Your playing small does not serve anyone. You are born to make manifest the glory of God that is in you. And here's the good part. It's not just in some of us. It is in all of us. All of us. And so, when we make that decision to let our light shine, as Marianne Williamson says, we unconsciously liberate others to do the same. We unconsciously liberate others to do the same. So what does that mean? That means that right now y'all are looking at me. And so if you see my light shining, you know you have permission to let yours shine as well, right? You know that you have a responsibility every morning you wake up to make somebody's life better by your presence. When you walk in the door, the atmosphere should shift and you shouldn't even have to say anything. And so, I leave with y'all as I wrap up. When you wake up tomorrow, and I have started doing this, the first thing I do is I look in the mirror, I'm like, hey, beautiful, right? I think, yeah, is that what Mary J says, good morning, gorgeous. I say, good morning, beautiful. After I do my workout, I look in my own mirror, and I give myself a high five, right? Because that's usually one of the first things I've done for the day, and we need to celebrate us. Because in order for us to be good for anyone else, we first got to be good for ourselves, right? And so I thank y'all for your time this evening, actually. I'm so used to training in the mornings. I thank y'all so much for your time this morning. Thank you, Timothy, for having this event. My good friend, Angela Wynn, who's running for state senate, Rutherford County, right? Yes. And my friend who's always here for me is Miss Gwen Golden. Thank y'all so much for being here as well. Their lights always shine also. Let your light shine. Go out and make somebody's day. Thank you very much.